Welcome, everybody, to the Pizza Palace. I am your host, of course, Robert Winstanley, alongside my best friend in the whole world, the best man at my wedding. His name is Sean Murphy. And, Sean, how are you?
It's so good to see you, man.
It really is, man.
Dude,
it's been a while. We were off last week because reasons, fuck you. And, but we're back.
I will say, I'll just say briefly.
Oh, don't give them a reason. Fuck them.
Yeah, well, in that case, fuck them. I'll just say,
Yeah.
mental health is a thing.
For sure.
And I had to do what I had to do. But we back.
Yeah, for sure. It low-key was...
Black Friday Pizza Palace, by the way. This ain't coming out Thanksgiving Day. This is coming out Black Friday.
Black Friday. All right, I'm into that. I like that. I like Black Friday. It's cool. It's dark. It's dank.
So, like, while you're, like, stomping on Karen's faces.
As you're killing someone else's grandmother for a cheap TV that'll break in a month.
If you're getting, like, if you are just stomping on children to get that candle holder for 15% off.
Hold on. If you're going into a brick and mortar store at this point for Black Friday, you're a sociopath.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
if you're
100%.
not just doing it all online.
Well, first of all, let's just break it down.
What year is it?
Well, yeah, let's just break it down. First of all, global pandemic.
Well, there's that.
There's that.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, no. Whoever goes in stores clearly doesn't give a shit about that because whoever does it doesn't care about their well-being.
Sure.
But then also, to your point, Amazon, because like literally Black Friday is no longer a day. Black Friday is becoming a month. It's increasingly becoming 2 months.
Yeah, 100%.
It's stupid.
Also with things like Honey, which by the way, if Honey wants to sponsor us, but no.
This episode of the Pizza Palace is not sponsored by Honey. But
God, I wish it was. But no, because of services like that, it's so nice. Like I've saved so much money with shit like that, where I'm just like, dude, what the fuck is Black Friday? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. Heck yeah.
It's stupid, but
well, dude, like, the worst part is just finding shit that's like that you just want. I do know one thing I'll be buying on Black Friday, and it is not something that's on that's quote unquote on sale, but it is something that's going on sale. I wasn't asked to plug this, but a guy on Twitter named Niranjan, he actually he made a sick beef stew piece, which I want to show
Put
right
that
here.
Up there, yeah.
I'll include a link in the description. Be sure to check that out because as my cat is going absolutely ape shit.
I fucking love you, Bishop.
Bishop. It's Danny DeVito again. Fuck. Anyway, that is gonna be my favorite recurring bit
every time.
Is just shirtless Danny DeVito following my cat. Dude, yeah, that'll be the nipple. Like, laugh all you want. I've gotten it to be the nipple.
He's gotten it to be the nipple.
Listen, I will gladly spend times in the editing lab making sure you are touching teat on this screen.
I'm all in.
I'm all in.
But no, he made that dope ass hoodie.
The beef stew.
Love it.
Well, because another thing, I mean, we'll get into this in a minute.
Yeah.
But I mean, the inspiration was Isaiah Stewart grew up being a boxer too, which people didn't know, and so like it's got the blood, it's got him with the boxing glove. Yeah. Dude, it's so sick. So yeah, check that out. He's become one of my favorite people on Twitter, so I just want to support a brother. So
100%. I'm also personally looking forward to the Sauna Detroit drop. That's going to be like a skeletal version. He drops all of those like skeletons on fire with like Pistons and various Michigan teams. Like his stuff is relatively expensive, but it's really high quality. He's doing it himself, and it's also one of those deals where like he's clearly trying to make it into like a legit shop and all that kind of stuff. So Cade's worn his shirts multiple times.
Yeah,
stuff like that,
he actually went to the game that night.
Yeah.
And Cade he saw his shirt. He's like, oh, that's a cool shirt.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I designed it. He's like, you designed it? That's tough.
Yeah.
Which, like, if Cade's telling you that's tough, that means he likes it.
Yeah, dude. So. The sauna stuff is really, really cool. All the
Hi, Wade. He's the. Oh, this is staying in.
Oh yeah,
no. This is 100% staying in.
That is genius. The fact that he brings the groceries in like a fucking...
Oh, that cart saves our lives, dude.
Dude, that thing is like a Mars rover, and I love it.
Dude, that cart literally has saved our lives multiple times.
First of all, where did you get it?
Oh, Wade got it. I can't take any credit at all.
Okay, if you could make sure that Sean can send me a link to that thing, because god damn it, I need it.
Hey, Wade, is it okay if I give Robert a Budweiser to drink? Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
As I'm like halfway through it. Hi, man.
How's it going?
Good.
This podcast is sponsored by Walmart, where I got that card.
And that is definitely staying in. I was not kidding.
I'm all in.
I'm all in, and he's all in. He's all in the podcast. Anywho,
that's our brother. That's our producer, actually.
Yeah,
our producer.
He's our future producer.
It's fine
when I can pay someone. Anyway, good times.
But no, yeah, the sauna.
It's funny though because Wade and I actually talked about that before. We both would be like, "That'd be awesome."
But
he's like, "I'm walking away from this." Anywho, I'm sorry, Wade.
The Detroit stuff is super, super cool, and there's a lot of cool creators doing a lot of really cool shit right now.
Yeah, so if we can use this as a platform to like show some cool creators, I mean, I'm all for it, man. So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff to talk about. 2 weeks. I mean, last week there wasn't much, but this week there's plenty.
There is plenty. So first of all, to kind of get my boys out of the way, the Red Wings update here is that they have sucked recently.
Yeah.
They have really sucked. They lost to the Coyotes the other night in overtime, a team that I think now has a total of 3 wins.
Feels like they're snapping back to reality a little bit.
A little bit. I think that there's some of that kind of stuff going on. Bertuzzi has very much slowed way down from where he was at to begin the season, so that sucks. And, they just hit kind of a cold streak here. But, yeah, Arizona, they've only beaten the Kraken, the Blues, and now the Detroit Red Wings, which is not great, but it happens.
Hey, they still have 2 more wins than the Houston Rockets at this current time.
They do, which, by the way, made me smile so big because I didn't realize that. And then the other day when I was looking at the standings, I was like, fuck yes. I was like, eat shit. And then that's when I sent you that text about John Wall because I was like, wait a minute, the Wizards and then the Rockets. I was like, oh, John Wall, no. Like that poor bastard poured his soul into this team.
Well, apparently
gets dumped and then his team soars.
Well, they're kind of coming back to reality a little bit now.
Oh, are they?
But what I will say is that it's been apparent that John Wall, there's now reports that he's actually kind of upset that he's not playing at this point. And
wait, he's not playing for the Rockets?
No, not right now. He's still technically part of the roster, but they both have agreed to search for a trade partner. Because Houston.
Did they even want him to begin with?
It was like their saving grace to like there was like their last ditch effort of
to get rid of Russ, wasn't it?
Well, it was to get rid of Russ,
and
but
then he went to the Lakers,
and now they're bad.
They are.
Yeah, the Wizards got better by getting rid of John Wall and Russell Westbrook. They got better by adding Kyle Kuzma.
With the worst sweater I've ever seen in the history of anything ever. I just this is the type of shit that only like maybe Pete Davidson could get away with, and I'd be like, no, that's kind of funny, that's kind of cool, I get it. Like then it would be a shtick where I'm like, I get it.
Well, listen.
On Kuzma, he doesn't have the charm or the swag that like Pete Davidson does.
Well, listen, there's a real reason why I did it. All right, and here's the reason.
Let's hear it.
Because we're talking about it right now. Because everybody's talking about it. You know what I mean? Like it was solely to get people's eyeballs. That is a lot of where those ridiculous like pregame outfits come in, or like those pregame walk-in fits come in. If they look ridiculous, that is by design.
Yeah, but this one sucks.
Oh, this one sucks.
This one sucks.
He did it for a reason.
Can we flash up my favorite one of all time, which is Damien Lillard as Stone Cold Steve Austin? Because that is the best fucking thing I've ever seen. Him rolling up with the mask and the belt. He's doing the head shimmy.
Did you ever see Steph Curry go as Jigsaw?
No.
Yeah, Steph. So same Halloween, literally the same year.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard walks in, goes to Stone Cold, got the belt. Steph Curry literally is rolling up to the Oracle on on a mini trike.
Oh no.
On like a trike in the Chucky stuff. Like he's literally he literally goes to the camera. He's like,
wait, Chucky or Chainsaw?
Well, he does Chuck. It's Jigsaw from.
Oh, Jigsaw. Yeah.
Jigsaw
Okay.
From Saw. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still learning all the horror shit.
Hey, it's fine. I only grew up on this stuff. It's different. I get it.
You see, I was a bitch growing up for the longest time.
That's totally
fair.
And
I'm getting into it now. So I saw my first Saw movie, which was Spiral, a Saw story starring Chris Rock.
Fun.
I enjoyed it. It was okay.
Fun. So Saw, the first one's, it's fine. Like it's a solid 7 or so. As far as horror movies go, it's good enough. pretty much every subsequent one gets worse than the last.
Oh, I've heard they're all terrible, pretty much, outside of the first one.
Yeah, and the first one's not that great to begin with, but it's kind of like, yeah, that's fine. And they just keep getting worse. Well, kind of similar to, like, Scream. The first one, I would say, is probably like an 8. Like, it's very campy and stupid, but it's fairly good. But every subsequent one's kind of like, well.
I went and saw, so I went with a friend, and I saw The Forever Purge a few months ago.
I actually haven't seen a single one of the Purge movies. I saw the premise and thought it looked really cool, and then I read reviews and saw clips, and I was like, "Oh, this ain't it."
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and like this last one was supposed to have like commentary on immigration and all that shit because like they were trying to like flee to Mexico to like escape the Purge, like all that kind of stuff. And so
that's not what I need in my horror movie. I don't need to be preached to.
Yeah, listen. Because here's the thing. I'm all for movies having a message, but the one that's about the Purge just doesn't seem like the one. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't sit
like,
right.
Any movie that like involves murder for the sake of murder, just for the kicks and giggles,
and tries to have like a message is a little.
Yeah, literally a movie about a nation that lets people do whatever the hell they want one night out of the year.
Yeah, I will say most modern horror movies are rough.
I mean, they pretty much just described the Kyle Rittenhouse story.
Bazinga.
Anyway.
But no, I feel like most modern horror is rough. But that part of that could be just the nostalgia of how much I like the originals or whatever. But like the first ever Halloween movie is just, and I think some of that is just that I am absolutely infatuated with John Carpenter, who is the guy who made all of the music as well as created the movie, directed, wrote it, everything. Like, this man did all of it. He was like, I have an idea, and I'm going to just do all of it.
Mr. Krabs, I have an idea.
And he literally just does all of it. And, like, his music is incredible. Like, he's just one of the greatest ever to do it when it comes to soundtracks, stuff like that. He has these albums called the Lost what do you call themes, the Lost themes, and they're so fucking good. So
that's
anyways,
cool.
But aside from all of that tangent of whatever, but ultimately the Red Wings suck. It is what it is. But Sean, normally I ask you what is going on with the Detroit Pistons, how are the Detroit Pistons, but I was watching that game live, talking on this on my cell phone at the time, and all of a sudden was in shock and awe and excitement, and it was one of the wildest scenes I've ever seen. Sean, let us finally run through the malice at the Pizza Palace.
So before we get into it,
yes,
can I tell the story just from my perspective?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so I was so I do some volunteer stuff on Sunday nights, and I was doing what I do, and then my phone is blowing up. I kid you not, I get home, I had 52 text messages. Some from group chats, some from people just telling me what's going on. I had Woj blowing up my phone. I had Bleacher Report. He has everything. Like, I just, like, literally, I put my phone down on the table, just like insane. And I'm like, oh gosh, what's going on? So I check, and I see Isaiah Stewart gets into it with LeBron, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did that happen? And so my first reaction was, I'm all in. Like, before I even saw it, like, I'm all in.
Oh, yeah.
But then I go home and I watch the clip. Now, for those of you that have not seen it, maybe we'll even flash a little bit right here as well.
Yeah, go watch it for your own good, by the way, because I mean, come on. This is one of those things that people will remember forever that doesn't happen that often. Do yourself a favor.
Well said. Anyway, so in this clip, we see it's towards like beginning of the third quarter. They're fighting for a rebound. Isaiah actually was getting the inside position on LeBron. He was kind of maybe digging on his inside a little bit. But I mean, listen, Isaiah Stewart's a hard effort guy. Most of the time, you just get back on defense. But like, that's not Isaiah Stewart.
Bro,
so,
it's physical basketball, which we've been begging for since the 90s.
Well, not only that, but also, like, listen, if you're going to beat a team like the Lakers, like, those are the kind of plays you have to make, right? And here's the thing. We were winning. Yep. So, Isaiah Stewart, he's digging into LeBron a little bit. And LeBron, he just kind of has, like, a jerk reaction to, like, get him off of him. However, LeBron's jerk reaction, which was intentional, involved a fist swinging in the direction of Isaiah Stewart's face.
Very directly.
Hitting him right below or right above the eyebrow. And listen, man, like, first of all, can I just say, and this is going to sound dumb.
Sure.
I've noticed something. To protect the image of LeBron James, we're not even calling it what it is. Because like everyone in sports media, ESPN, FS1, everything I've seen, everyone has said LeBron elbowed Isaiah Stewart.
Oh yeah.
Because here's the thing, it's all about the optics, right?
Yes.
Because this might seem like I'm over digging. I'm not. Let me explain. So, elbowing someone in the face versus punching someone in the face. Which one sounds more accidental in a basketball context?
The elbow.
100%.
Right.
It sounds way more innocent.
People
right?
do that all the time to kind of do. I mean, they're throwing elbows is literally part of the game.
They're literally making it sound like just making it sound like it was accidental contact. However, here's the thing, not that hard to see. Literally not. It is a fist, and there is a difference when you swing a closed fist at the face of an NBA player. I do not care what player it is on either side. You can't do that.
Right.
And like LeBron might not be a dirty player over the course of his career. This is only his second ejection ever.
Right.
He really doesn't get technical
first suspension
fouls.
ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which we'll get to, but
yeah, 100%. Yeah. We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get to that. So Isaiah Stewart at first, he's like up in LeBron's grill. He's like, what the hell was that? Pretty much, you know what I mean? But then all of a sudden, Isaiah Stewart tasted his own blood. And once he tasted his own blood,
it was on.
It was more than on. He chases after LeBron multiple times. He plays possum at one point, acting like he's going to the locker. He literally tried to beat everyone to the locker room so that he could circle around to the other tunnel to get to LeBron.
Yes.
Like, he was doing everything that he could, which obviously, first of all, let's get this out of the way, like from like a non-biased standpoint. Never want to see that kind of scene in an NBA game, right? Like, like that, like all the boring talk. All right, but like, hey, let's put our
bad boys for life, baby.
Listen, let's put on our Detroit basketball.
Bad boys for life.
Listen, man, I fucking loved this, dude. Like, because for one, he is quintessential Detroit. First of all, Ben Wallace and Richard Hamilton, front row, center court.
I saw that.
But not only that, also, I haven't seen anything like that in Detroit since 2007 or 2006. We just haven't.
Is that
had
when the original Malice was?
The Malice was in 05.
05. Okay.
Yeah, or it was end of 04, beginning of 05. But anyway, so that was when the Malice happened. But I haven't seen that kind of attitude from a Pistons team since like 06, 07. Like since that team disbanded. You know what I'm saying? So now that we have that back, like, it is clear that we're drafting the right guys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, it's one of those moments that I think we're going to look back on, and I think this is, like, going to be even though we lost the game, even though Isaiah Stewart got suspended, even though, like, obviously, like, he's probably going to tell you he regrets his actions and stuff like that, but, like, listen, we showed grit, we showed toughness, and every time we've played the Lakers over the past couple of years, we've given them problems.
Same with the Nets.
Yep. So, and like, people have been resurfacing photos of Isaiah being in altercations in the past. Pretty much every altercation that Isaiah Stewart's gotten in was provoked by other parties.
Yes.
Blake Griffin provoked everything. Giannis even provoked him. Now, there was a photo of Isaiah kicking Luka Doncic in the balls.
I'd kick him in the balls,
too.
Oh,
100%. Hell
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
I get it.
Listen, man.
We have the better Luka, for the record. Can we put up my hero, my God King, whose name should be in the rafters?
Hey, as of this recording, he will have had tonight, as we're recording.
Oh, that's right.
Is his first career NBA start.
I'm so happy about this.
By the way,
I love this man.
By the way, did you know his dad's on Twitter?
Is he really?
Yeah. So literally, his dad, the sweetest man. Like,
Luka's?
Yes.
Yeah.
He interacts with people on Pistons Twitter. He will post videos of him shooting out, like him like doing him doing shooting drills, like talking about how much they love Detroit, and like put photos of Luka like playing games. Like he will interact with Pistons. He has become a member of Pistons Twitter.
I love that.
So like, if there's anything that shows that like we're like the coolest freaking community, like that's freaking awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Garza is the next coming of Bill Laimbeer, and I fucking love this man. He is a god king. Put his number in the rafters, please.
Now I will say, I said this on a couple Twitter Spaces earlier this week, which by the way, follow me on Twitter, Sean Halfcourt. Cthulhu Pizza. Anywho, yeah, he doesn't
kind of Twitter.
He doesn't tweet, but anyway,
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. So, anyway, like if he could actually like run well and like do things, because I literally said there is no person I get more uncomfortable watching do the act of running than Luka Garza.
Yeah, you've said how slow he is many times.
Dude, I can't. It's not to sound like a broken record. Like I think I'd stand a chance in a foot race.
Oh, that is some slander on my man.
It's some hella slander because I am slow as fuck. But
you know what? I can't wait for him to drop like 40 tonight and make you look stupid as shit.
Pizza bet he won't drop more than 10 points.
Well, the best part is that I have some parlays tonight and he ain't in one of them. I do.
Well, you have parlays every night.
Well, not. Yeah.
All right, but anyway.
Sorry, I was just gonna bring up that I actually have one. Well, I have two different ones. I have one for Cade to get a double, and then I have one for Cade to get a triple. So if he hits one, great. If he hits both, awesome.
By the way,
go.
a new video about Cade Cunningham as well. Check that out. But anywho.
I figured he has good chances since he'll be the entire offense tonight. Since there's no Killian, there's no we were just talking about Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah.
And who else is missing? Is that it?
There's a few guys, but we still
Missing
got
a couple pins.
Well, we still got Jeremy Grant. We still got Sadiq.
All right.
Yeah. We're playing Miami, so
it's gonna get rough out there. Buttholes clenched. You will. This game is like old news by then.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well,
hopefully the Lions won.
Well, here's what. Yeah, here's what. No. Apparently.
We'll get there.
People are expecting. Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. But anyway. So there was a lot to take away from that fight, but I think, that was kind of my perspective. I want to hear all about yours.
All right. So yeah, I was sitting there. I had just put on my white Cade Cunningham jersey. I was already on the couch to watch this game, and it was going all right, whatever. And I was having some chicky nuggies from McDonald's with some Chick-fil-A sauce, which was god tier. Mm-hmm. And, I'm just chilling. And
what a combination, by the way.
Bro, the best combination.
I'll have to try that at some point.
It's really great.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I'm doing that, and Katie's on her way home, and she's like on speaker on the little arm of the couch, and I'm just kind of like, listening to her talk about how her day's going, because at that point the game was it was fine, it was whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I started freaking out. I was like, whoa. I was like, what is going on? And I was just giving her play-by-play of this insane melee that suddenly erupted out of seemingly nowhere. Because at first you don't really even see the blatant, punch.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're just kind of like, whatever, there was a free throw and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden just chaos ensues. And you start seeing blood dripping down the face. You see people getting involved. I was thinking, it's the Malice at the Palace. And it started to seem like it was getting under control. And so I was like, all right, well, that was kind of a fun little thing. That was kind of cool. And then all of a sudden he goes charging again because he played possum, and I was like, oh my god, he's going again. I was like, he's going, let's go. And I was like cheering.
When he went and pummeled over those training staff members and those coaches, which by the way,
bro, our boy Dwayne Casey, didn't he take a spill? Did our boy take a tumble?
I don't think it was Casey.
It wasn't him.
No,
someone took a tumble. I don't know who it is, but if you find a clip, man took a tumble.
Now listen. My favorite angle we saw was from the upper bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Because it got a good glimpse of what the security guard did, which is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Because this man both wanted to stop him, but knew that he couldn't at the same time. So he just pretty much did just one of these, just followed him as he did that. Didn't even move his feet, just.
Yo, he straight up was like, well, there it is.
It was like, no, don't.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Please stop.
Which, by the way, Cade Cunningham might have saved Because here's the thing.
That was the other thing I noticed. And
Yeah.
I have some points about Cade specifically to relate about that. But yeah, I loved the meme where it was like Cade might have saved LeBron from going to meet Kobe.
Well, but also he probably saved Isaiah Stewart's season. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
If Isaiah Stewart got over there, because he was only a couple feet away from DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
Which someone said that's the best defense DeAndre's played in years. Which is so true.
Damn, son. Got him.
Yep. But yeah, listen, man. It was very clear LeBron did not want it. It was very clear no one.
He never wants that smoke. Are you kidding me?
Listen, no one on the Lakers wanted it. No, I don't care what you say. No one on that team wanted it because
this bullshit about like I saw that stupid fucking coward who I've always hated, and Sean knows this, is Blake Griffin. Fuck that guy. But this fucking loser coward was liking tweets that said shit like, "Oh, Isaiah Stewart, convenient that he would act tough in front of him, and then as soon as he gets pulled away, then he acts tough." I'm like, "Fuck you, Blake Griffin, you coward pussy!" Like, what are you talking about?
Listen, first of all,
what a bitch.
Listen, I'll tell you exactly what that was. That was petty. It was.
That's
petty.
all he is petty. He's such a bitch, dude. Fuck him.
Well, listen. They, you know, they have beef, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, they just did not they did not vibe when they were teammates in Detroit.
Yeah, because Beef Stew's a man and he's a shriveled up little bitch.
I'm still. I mean, that might have been.
I know you like Blake Griffin and you
listen.
liked him even when he was on the Clippers, but I've always fucking hated him.
Listen, I'm gonna level with you. I am getting more conflicted than ever because here's the thing. You could win a championship for my team, but if you do anything to go against my guys,
100%,
which my guys are whoever are fighting for me today.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. We all know this as this is a Detroit podcast. Like it's a variety podcast based in Detroit sports.
The Pizza
right?
Palace. Yeah, our home is Little Caesars Arena.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Like it is variety. We talk about whatever we want. It's based in Detroit sports.
Right.
Listen, man. Detroit versus everybody.
Everybody
is not a cute little mantra. It is a way of life. If you fuck with Detroit or anyone in Detroit, we fight back.
Yes.
And that's the thing is people might be like this Isaiah Stewart clip to a lot of people might be a new meme template, which by the way, the memes. Oh, the memes. Yeah. Immaculate.
For sure.
Immaculate. But you do not fuck with Detroit.
Yes, correct.
And people are going to be very, very, very surprised when this team in a couple of years is making some. And here's the thing: people are making jokes saying, "Oh, Isaiah Stewart's not going to be in the league for long if he's going after LeBron like that." I was like, in Detroit, that gets you a lifetime contract.
I'm like, are you insane? First of all, I'm like, none of those people have ever seen him play, clearly.
Yeah,
but
100%.
I'm just like, dude, he's clearly going to be a staple piece of this team for, the next few years to come, whether it's coming off the bench or starting.
He's the heartbeat of the team.
It's hard to say. Yeah, I think he's a starter that I think he'll be like a main pillar piece for years to come.
I think Cade is
the only way that he isn't is if we somehow replace him with a superstar or something.
I think Cade is the core.
Sure.
I think Isaiah is the heartbeat.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like even if
he's got the attitude and the sort of
he embodies everything our culture is trying to build.
Yeah.
So like I could see him becoming like a Udonis Haslem type in Miami, where he's just.
I know exactly who that is.
TLDR. Isaiah Stewart, Udonis Haslem, but 20 years younger. Anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much Miami's Isaiah Stewart, except way like he's like the Compton version of Isaiah Stewart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's just nothing better than me not knowing basketball players.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially 100%. On teams I like too, like the Heat. No fucking idea.
I mean, like they're like very similar, like cut from the similar cloth, like very like built their brand of basketball on the culture in which they embodied. They're all about tough play, playing hard, physical, and they are not afraid, and they're not going to be pushed around by anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, listen, especially if you're going to be an undersized center, like Isaiah Stewart
sure
is, 6'9", right?
Nice.
Anyway, he's 6'9", nice, and he so like for a guy like him, if he's gonna do well, he's got to be tough. And here's the thing, Anthony Davis really did not play well against Isaiah Stewart, and it was not until Isaiah Stewart left the game that Anthony Davis actually started playing well. So
weird, huh?
Yeah. So listen, I think at the end of the day, Isaiah's got to he's got to learn how to not get so provoked by some of these guys.
For sure.
I mean, as much as we love these kind of moments, they got to be few and far in between. You know what I mean? They got
to this extent, yes. I think that he can be physical, and we can bring back.
Oh, he can be physical.
Well, and we can bring back the bad boys where there's maybe some heated words or there's some little like tiffs or moments, but being thrown out of the game we can't necessarily have.
Yeah.
But like if you get like a technical here and there or something like that to like energize your team, it's kind of like when in hockey, if guys start throwing haymakers because you need the enforcer to go out there, he's kind of like the enforcer.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you can't do that in basketball, but you can do that to an extent to where you don't get ejected. Like where you're throwing some physical plays, you're having some little pushes, some little dirty plays, if you will. Just like back in the day, like the actual bad boys, they had those plays and they didn't get thrown out of the game every time. It was, they knew the rules. They got to the edge of the rules. They pissed you off. And, you can work within those boundaries. And I think that he absolutely could do that.
Yeah, the boundaries are certainly way more constrained than they were back then, but
Which is fucking annoying, but whatever, I'm old.
I mean, but in fairness, they got away with a lot back then.
It was dope, but
it was dope, but
pussy. I liked real man basketball, not this prima donna liberal shit.
Hey, here's a game.
Yeah.
Name one bad boy pisser other than Isaiah Thomas and Billy a beer.
Wait, I got this. I do know one. I've got. Well, hold on. First of all, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman, my favorite player, actually, truly, in all of basketball history. He is my absolute favorite and always will be.
I mean, that makes sense to me. You do kind of remind me of him in the sense that y'all are just some weird motherfuckers.
Fucking different. Yeah.
That is a good way to put it.
Fucking different. Yeah, no, Dennis Rodman is my favorite of all time.
This is not Daniel DeVito, I promise.
It will be. For a quick moment, but no, he's beautiful.
Oh, it will be.
when he did the cheetah print that was Pippen threes.
Oh yeah,
the best.
Yep. So anyway, before we fully move on, we do got to talk about the suspensions.
Well, I was going to bring that up because that actually brings up the Detroit versus everybody. Because the thing is it's not just necessarily that we despise other people or whatever and that kind of thing. The Detroit versus everybody is this mentality of like everybody pretty much is like fuck Detroit at all times, and so we're like, all right, you don't like us, well we don't fucking like you, because it's shit like the media protecting LeBron, as you were saying, with the elbowing, fuck off, and then the fact that he is only going to get a 1-game suspension, LeBron James 1 game suspended, and then Isaiah Stewart is going to get a 2-game suspension, which is horseshit. Now, I get it. He was more energetic and more, freaking out. He was fighting security and stuff like that. He caused more of a scene. I think it makes sense that he's getting a 2-game, but at the same time, I'm like, LeBron fucking did this shit that provoked the whole incident, so he should get 2 as well. Listen, but of course he doesn't because he's the darling and he acted really calm afterwards. And fuck you.
In my opinion, either they both should have gotten suspended 2 games, or they both should have gotten suspended no games and gotten the same fine. Like if you are going to do this, if you are going to give them both a punishment, I understand that Isaiah just brought it to a different level. He definitely because there's no you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like we all know that, right?
But when you get punched in the face and you're bleeding all over your face, what the fuck are you gonna do? Especially as a young kid, you're pissed.
That's the thing. Like, how can you blame the guy? You know what I mean? Like you can have a conversation with him. You could say, "Hey, this is something we don't tolerate in the league.
Right.
However, we understand where you're coming from. Having said that, we're gonna give you both a 2-game suspension because, like, you have to set the standard that what Isaiah Stewart did isn't okay." Well, LeBron did it. Sure as hell's not okay, dude.
Yeah, just because you act calm after the fact doesn't mean that you did a lesser thing. Right. It's not like, oh, well, LeBron, you acted really cool afterwards, so you just blatantly fucking a guy up.
Right.
That's fine.
And even like, we all know LeBron. He's not dirty. He's played in the league 19 years. It's not. He's like, listen.
Isaiah Stewart's known to be a dirty piece of shit. Fuck you, no, he isn't.
There was people like just taking those photos and just saying, oh yeah, clearly he's not dirty. Which like, again, like Isaiah Stewart, James Edwards III wrote a fucking amazing piece on him about how this isn't who he is, talking about his upbringing, his parents, the stuff like that night. Just wrote this fucking beautiful piece about Isaiah Stewart. And like, honestly,
was that in The Athletic?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, subscribe to The Athletic if you haven't.
It's a good service.
So I solely subscribe for James Edwards III. He's fucking incredible. Anyway, so hearing, just hearing that story and just understanding, this isn't who he is. And listen, I don't think this defines who he is.
No,
I think for now.
And even if it does, as a hockey fan, I like a good enforcer, but it isn't him. Yeah, I get it.
Well, because here's the thing. What is going to define him is going to be some awesome fucking basketball he's going to keep playing.
Yep.
Because here's the thing. We all fucking love him in Detroit, and that's all that matters. Once we win a title together, that's all that's going to matter.
Yep.
But, it's annoying for now. However, 2 days after this episode releases,
we're back in LA, baby,
Pistons,
and they're both unsuspended.
We're going to have to hang out for that game. That'd be fun.
I am going to need them to have another altercation. I know that it's bad. I know that I shouldn't cheer for this. I know it's bad for the league, allegedly, and all this shit, but fuck all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Our season doesn't matter because we've won about 2 games or some shit. We suck
We've
dick.
won 4.
Who cares?
I do.
They fucking blow ass. The season's long gone. We're probably going to get another top 3 pick this year, for sure.
Top 5, probably.
But fuck it anyways. So at this point, I'm just like, the season's lost. Let's do something cool, and let's fight LeBron, because I'm all in.
Listen. So, I
love a scrap.
You just want chaos. And
Hell yeah, I do. I love violence. Kidding me? Look at me.
Have you played Doom growing up?
Hell yeah. Bro, I played Doom. I grew up on fucking WWE. I want some motherfuckers attacking each other.
Ever thought about killing somebody? like this just, just all those.
My favorite football player is O.J. Simpson. No, I'm just kidding.
When the juice is loose,
The
there's
juice
nothing
is
like it,
loose,
brother.
Baby. Let's get it, bro. Ow! That may be the first time we get the Coyote logo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
This
baby.
is the first time we haven't even explained
Don't ever explain it. It'll just be a thing. It'll, fuck you.
Yep.
If we ever someday have live events, then we will explain it, but only at those, and for everyone else, fuck you. I like having little things like that, that just irritate the audience, because it's fun that way.
Yeah. That's why I have you on the podcast. A little thing that irritates the podcast.
So yeah, we're in LA. You were gonna say.
Yeah. So yeah, we're in LA. Listen, they're probably gonna be fine. I expect Isaiah and LeBron to dap hands before the game, and I expect them to be cool.
Boo.
Now, when the game starts,
oh yeah,
it's on.
Yeah.
Both teams want it bad because everyone plays a little harder when you play against the Lakers, but especially the Pistons. They step it up a notch. So, now that we have Cade in the lineup, now that our schedule's going to get a little easier coming up, I do think we're going to get a little bit of a better record. I don't know if we're going to be the bottom of the Eastern Conference anymore because the Orlando Magic exist.
They do. I predict
the Orlando Magic are terrible. Last night, on Monday night this week, they were down at one point in the third quarter.
Wasn't it 42 or something?
It was 96-48, and Giannis only scored 12 points that game. So it wasn't even Giannis.
That's fucked up. That's so fucked up.
It wasn't even I was like, oh, Giannis must have gone off. No, he had 12 points.
That's so fucked up.
Listen, man, you might think we have it bad. Watch the Orlando Magic play basketball for 5 minutes. You'll understand.
Hey, thank you for Nikola Vucevic, by the way. Go Bulls. But the
Can I tell a story about that quick?
Please do.
Okay,
Please do.
so I remember last year. This was kind of like this was your first year loving the Bulls and shit. I mean, you loved the Bulls for years, but this year,
I've always been a Bulls fan. But
this was your 1 year. You're like, I'm in.
Well, it was the first year that I actually was like really watching basketball on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
I liked the Bulls, but I didn't like watch basketball in general. We've already been over this. The Celtics, I watched some. It's whatever.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So, I'm like. So the trade deadline happens, and the Bulls trade for Nikola Vucevic, and I'm like, oh, shit! And I message you, and I'm like, Robert, the Bulls just got Vucevic, and you were like...
Well, first of all, you said Nikola... Wait, who is it? There was another player.
I said Nikola Vucevic, and then you got, like, Al Farouk Aminu, I think.
Yes,
yeah.
but you said it almost... I didn't see the comma,
yeah,
so I thought it was all one
Yeah,
name.
you thought it was Nikola Vucevic, Al Farouk Aminu. Which you were like,
I said, who is that?
Yeah, I think you said the back of that jersey's gonna be rough.
Yes.
Yep. Dude, that shit would have done a full circle. It would have had a fucking circle around the number.
I was like, how the fuck does this man have a jersey?
And so I was like, no, they got Nikola Vucevic and Al Farouk Aminu. He's like, oh. Who?
Yeah, and then I was like, I don't know who these people are.
And I was like, listen, you got one of the best setters in the league. You're like, oh, cool. And then they struggled at the end of last year because I mean that's a hard adjustment to make.
And Levine was out.
Yeah. COVID killed you guys, all that shit.
He had like an ankle thing or something. It was a whole thing. And then I kept hearing Lonzo Ball. And we pulled the trigger and got him, which we might still get in trouble for, which is fucking get the fuck out of here. You can't just suddenly start policing, what's it called?
Tampering
when LeBron James's entire career is tampering. The entire LA Lakers right now in 2021 is comprised exclusively of tampering. Exclusively.
So, yes, I agree. Listen, you just got to acknowledge it's out. However, listen, there is one thing that I will say. I do wish that the NBA was at least a little more consistent on it because listen, my least favorite thing is every NBA free agency. Once it goes live, I'm like, wow, how is it that half of the guys already have contracts? Because it's like, I remember literally 1 minute after free agency started 3 years ago, Derrick Rose has agreed to a deal to sign with the Detroit Pistons, which was awesome, but it's like, oh, so it's already done. All right, cool.
I think one of two things needs to happen at this point. I think, and I lean one way.
Bikini Bottom.
And push it somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But no, I think that either A, you come down hard on a bunch of teams and you start doing it frequently and start really, really making this an actual rule so that teams have to abide by it.
I think that's what they got to do.
Or B, and the one that I actually lean more towards, is just fucking get rid of the tampering rule. Who cares? Because it's clearly bullshit anyways. No one abides by it anyways, and it doesn't seem to have that big of an impact on the league anyways. Fuck it. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't realize what kind of impact it has on the league until it just fully opens up. Because
I say open it up. See what happens.
Listen, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Lakers are going to get everybody.
Yeah, that's
Magic
fair.
Johnson's going to fucking go to everybody.
It's fair.
Like, all these teams are going to they're just going to pull the fucking stops. They're going to have, like the stuff you heard about Louisville, like the men's basketball program, and what they were doing with their recruits and stuff with, like with hookers and, like, all this stuff. Let's just call it the way it is, right? Like, it would be insane. I
don't doubt that entirely.
Like the things that Robert Sarver suggested the Suns do to get more free agents would become reality, is what would happen. So it's one of those things where it's a slippery slope no matter what. Nonetheless, there's investigations. I think, there's just, at least you got to be smart about it, right? At the very least,
it's just bullshit that, the Chicago Bulls and the Knicks are suddenly going to be the ones you crack down on, but not LeBron with Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, and Russell Westbrook,
right,
who are all very clearshit. Horseshit.
Right.
And, the whole thing with Lonzo was horseshit. The Kuzma thing, horseshit. Literally every trade ever has been horseshit.
Well, there was even a rumor, there was even reports that, Damien Lillard, went over to LeBron's house at one point this summer. And like
every time there's a trade, there's always they went to LeBron's house. And after the fact, they talk about how, well, Anthony Davis, I think it was, he was like, I went and had wine with LeBron for like 2 weeks in Santa Barbara or whatever. And I'm like,
because here's the thing, man. I don't know. Like, as far as, like, tampering with players versus tampering from the organization, like, listen, you can't avoid players just saying, yeah, it'd be awesome to team together. You know what I mean? But organizations doing some like, you know, because, like, that's where it comes in because, listen, these guys are under contracts.
Yes.
That's, like at the end of the day, you got to have some form of tampering rule because you have contracts. You have to honor these contracts. You have the collective bargaining agreement. You know what I mean? Like, it's there to protect small markets. And I don't think you'd realize how bad it would be until you'd let the New York Knicks tamper as much as they fucking want because they would just open up the money bags. They would just flex the Madison Square Garden literally all the time, and they would get everybody. Why
don't they do that now though?
Because they have the worst owner in the league.
Well, that's my thing.
One of the worst owners in the league.
Yeah. But I feel like it's one of those deals where I see what you're saying, but at the same time, you could still do that after the period anyways. It makes it less so, I guess. But
yeah.
Still, but the thing is actually, I think almost the opposite. I think that the team's tampering is less invasive than the players' tampering. That needs to be cracked down on way worse because the thing is like, if the Knicks come to you and they're like, hi, I'm fucking random generic white guy in a suit, you should play for my team. You're going to be like, all right. But if LeBron James, who can basically promise you a championship, comes to you and is like, come drink wine with me in my vineyard.
Well, the problem...
What the fuck are you going to do?
Well, but the problem is it's impossible to police. You know what? Because that's the thing.
Because then it would be like, don't hang out with players in other teams.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, here's the thing. Like, behind closed doors, you're having wine with LeBron. What else are you going to talk about? Like, of course you're going to talk about the prospect of what it would be like to team each year.
But I feel like that's just a way to circumvent the entire
I mean, they're not exactly saying come to the Lakers. I mean, listen, that's what he's implying.
It's exactly what he's probably saying almost explicitly. I guarantee you he's just saying
that. You know, that's where it is like, you know, to your point, it's hard to police on any area. Listen, it's never going to be fixed. I'm just going to level with you. It's always going to be this way. All this shit's going to happen.
But I feel like that's where I get mad about it because I'm just like, well, the Bulls don't have LeBron to go hang out in a vineyard and do it for them. Because, like, the thing is, the Lakers know what he's doing. That's, like, half the reason you have LeBron is because you're just like, oh, he can tamper legally.
Yeah, I think this is a topic I think we could kind of go all day about.
For sure. And I don't disagree with you. I'm not like fighting you on it, but yeah.
No. I think we both agree. It's just like, you know, I think there's like other stuff that we could probably get into a little more. But, you know, I will say my favorite tampering story is how the Bucks were supposed to trade for this guy. It was his last name's Bogdanovich, and he's
I know him.
Yeah, he went to the Hawks. Mm-hmm. Before that, he was supposed to go to the Bucks.
Yeah,
and then that deal fell through.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some investigation into Milwaukee tampering and like all this stuff with it, and it was just like, which is weird because this was the season they won the championship. But before they won the championship, it just looked like a dumpster truck on fire. You know what I mean?
More or less.
Yeah. So, like, now they got their chip. They're good. But, I mean, listen, it's just like, man, just seeing, like, the ways that these teams, like, fall into this kind of shit. Because, like, Magic Johnson, part of why he quit being the president of the Lakers is because he used to get fined all the time for unintentionally tampering.
I used to see that shit all the time before I knew like what it was and before I watched basketball. I used to see him getting penalized constantly for shit.
Yeah, he would just be like, "Oh, I would love to have him on the team." You know, like just like he would say some shit on Jimmy Kimmel where he'd be like, "Oh yeah, love LeBron." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I've seen that.
He'd look pretty good in the purple and gold, some shit like that, and it's like $500,000 fine. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was just like that was just the shit where it was just like, man, Magic would pretty much donate his entire paycheck just for tampering alone. It was amazing.
Yeah, he used to do that shit in like the press conferences and stuff like that. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, what'd you think of Russ out there this week?" "Yeah, he was great. I kind of wish he was on the Lakers."
yeah, and like, you know, that's just Magic. He's just joking around. You know what I mean?
It's like, my dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then he's like, and now part of that is like, well, I'm not gonna be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Does he still own part of the team or invest it?
No.
Okay.
So
He does for the Dodgers though, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's a part owner of the Dodgers.
Okay.
I think he's still technically an advisor for the Lakers. He's always like he's close friends with the Buss family.
He's assistant to the regional manager.
Well, yeah, he's a Laker for life. You know what I mean? So like literally whatever they need him to do, he's there. I don't think I did get
No, I know you do because you're a huge fan. Yeah, of course. But
big Office fan here, by the way.
Who isn't?
Yeah, but I'm a different level. But anyway, what up, Bishop? Looking at me all weird and shit. But anywho, yeah, man, that shit was just fun back in the day.
Yeah, 100%.
Now I'm gonna pause real quick and get some Diet Coke.
You're good.
I'll be right back.
I will fill time in case you don't delete this.
Thank God.
So, it's brought to you by I've been watching some Horky as of late. Now, as some of you may know, I am also a big Golden Knights fan. Now, the team I thought was thought they were going to completely collapse as everybody was injured and dead, basically. But the team has kind of treaded water since everyone's been dead, so that's been nice. And they've won a decent amount of their games. And now Mark Stone's going to be back. Max Pacioretty is back. And I think we're only missing Shea Theodore and a few others at this point. I don't remember if William Karlsson was out or not. But now that those guys are back, maybe we can still continue to put together some wins. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to trade like Riley Smith, maybe Jonathan March or so, someone along those lines, which would really fucking suck. And in order to have the cap room for Eichel in about 3 to 4 months when he's healthy. But I thought that we were going to pump this thing to next season, but all of a sudden it kind of looks like shit. We're staying afloat. They can maybe win a decent amount of games now that everyone will be coming back, and then you get Eichel in the mix, and we got ourselves a championship run that we could maybe go on. So go Knights, go, baby. We shall see.
Wow, that was a good filler.
Hey, I love my Golden Knights. What can I say? So, and there's no other room for it. So this random segment, Golden Knights, for no reason. So
we now return to the Knights Jester with Robert Winstanley.
So yeah, that's that for the Golden Knights. But the Malice at the Pizza Palace was cool. To end on it, I will say, it was. This is why we can't have nice things.
You can't see it.
You can see it.
Oh, you can see it. I just took a sip of my soda pop and just spill it all over my shirt.
I don't know that you took a sip because ain't none of it landed in your mouth.
God dang it.
So anyways, to end on the Malice at the Pizza Palace, though, it is
this episode's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah. You don't know. Fuck you.
Fuck you. But easily the coolest thing I have seen so far as a basketball fan in general. It was one of the coolest things I've seen in sports, just because I've usually missed all of these like big moments or crazy scuffs or whatever, Like usually whenever something cool happens, I just see it on Instagram later.
Right.
So seeing it live was really cool. But yeah, I feel like even further, it's just anytime stuff like this happens, it's just like another notch that gets you further into the Pistons fandom.
Oh, yeah,
especially when you're somewhat new to it like I am. It's like just another thing that, that magnet that pulls you further into the team makes you a little more hardcore,
I'm all in.
So yeah, I love it, man. So the Detroit versus everybody is very real. But,
100%. So
I'm very much looking forward to Sunday's game.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to get together for that one if possible.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Do you know what time that game's going to be?
We'll talk.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out in post.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I got for that. As far as the Raider report goes this week,
not a Raider report.
The
2 weeks without an incident.
We are 2 weeks without an incident. No one has killed anybody. No one has threatened to kill anybody. No one has said the N-word. Nobody has done anything horrendous, at least as of this recording. So far, the Raiders.
No one has killed anyone. No one has threatened to kill anyone. No one has gotten caught with drugs that we know of.
There's nothing so far terrible. Now, yesterday when you're seeing this, yesterday they will have played for Thanksgiving. I hope we crush the Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys. I am hoping, and we'll get to the Campbell's corner. But the Raider report is that we suck. It's not good. They've lost 2 embarrassing games in a row. Things are quickly falling apart. The team is, I think, 5-5 now, just barely at 500.
I love that for whatever
It's not
reason.
great.
I just still love that this is a team we talk about on a weekly basis. Like the only non-Detroit thing we talk about
They
is,
have
is the
Detroit
Las
spirit.
Vegas. Oh, they do, 100%.
Yeah.
And they're in another city like Detroit, Las Vegas, that just.
I was going to say Detroit is just like Oakland, and then I was like, wait a minute. It is, but they're not in Oakland anymore.
The Bad Boys did used to like go into games wearing Raiders jackets. Like
go Raiders,
They did
baby.
used to literally like say they would have the Oakland Raiders mentality.
Hell yeah.
So like that is literally a thing. So I don't even know if you knew that, but that is an actual tie that we have with the Raiders. So.
Hell yeah, go Raiders, baby. But yeah, it's rough. And the thing is, I say this every fucking year with this goddamn team, it's like I've been a die-hard fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Oakland Raiders.
Now the Las Vegas.
Raiders.
Yeah.
My entire life, and it's just pretty much been pain and suffering for both teams. But like the Raiders are the one exception of like. The Buccaneers never quite gave me hope at any point.
I was just like, wow, that is. I just was like, did it really stick? Oh, it stuck. Yeah.
So, anyways, do you want me to fill while you change your shirt a second?
Oh no,
Okay.
We're keeping it.
That's fine. So, but the Raiders were the team. Like the Buccaneers always let me know that we were fucked. But the Raiders love to start off a season really good and get me excited and look like we've turned the corner somehow mystically. And then they fucking do this shit, and the next thing you know, it's like a 5 in whatever, however many games there are now, because there's like 17 or some shit. So whatever the fuck, season 5 and 12, I guess it would be now, season, and you're just like, what the fuck happened? Like we started off like what happened?
Well, with this team, we know what happened.
Well, we know what happened this time, but
yeah.
It's just like, god damn it, dude. The Raiders are so frustrating to be an actual like emotionally invested fan because it's just like this fucking team, but whatever. But the Buccaneers, speaking of emotionally invested, I have been furious for a few weeks now because they lost to the fucking
they're
backup Saints quarterback who and then they lost.
Not just they lost to Trevor Siemian.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
And then we fucking lose to, which it was kind of funny to see Jameis Winston break his leg, though. Like, I know that's like a fucked thing to say, but like that piece of shit almost ruined my franchise. So like, fuck out of here. But that dude was eating W's. Fuck him.
Dude, I will say the video of him in the locker room dancing on the crutches is one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
I've never got even more hatred for a man so deeply in my life.
Okay, but removed from the anger, you gotta admit
it's funny.
It was hilarious.
My thing, so like how Lions fans, and you'll get this if you're a Lions fan, but like if you like the hatred you have for the Green Bay Packers and like Aaron Rodgers is how I have felt my entire life about the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees because it's just like these fucking assholes just kicking our teeth in every year.
Okay, now that Drew Brees is retired, though, can you at least give him his roses? Like, can you at least?
No, never. I will always hate him. I know he's a nice guy.
Great guy.
I won't hate him the way that Lions
one of the
fans
greatest
hate
quarterbacks
Aaron
of all
Rodgers.
time.
Fuck him. But
he once completed 76% of his passes in a season.
He's a fraud. Fuck him. But so he's an overrated hack. But the thing about him though that I will give him
second in all of the passing stats, like literally one of the record holders
fucking
in the
padded stats. Fuck him. But so
he was out there like Russ getting triple doubles on the football
he can
field.
fucking suck my dick. The point is that
who that?
I will say Aaron Rodgers is a legitimately hateable guy because he does act like a douchebag a lot of the time.
Yep.
So like I can differentiate it that way, but still ultra fuck him. But the thing is
we still have the Packers twice. Anyway,
but do you really?
I think we do.
I think you only have him once. You played him once.
Did we?
You played him once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm gonna level with you.
I'm a little retarded.
Listen. How about we get to Campbell's Court?
We'll get there, but but I was going to mention. So actually, your last game of the season is the Packers, by the way, just so you're aware.
That's always our last game of the season.
Yeah, that's your 17th game. Yeah. But the Buccaneers, man, losing to the fucking football team is infuriating beyond infuriating. So the fact that we had a good game with, even though Tom Brady gave up a interception and then somehow they completed a touchdown pass to a fucking lineman was embarrassing, but we killed a shitty Giants team last night, which was thank Christ. And
oh my gosh, what's his name? He was the coach of the Cowboys.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Jason Garrett.
That's him.
Yeah, you got Jason Garrett fired after just 26 games.
I don't know why he was hired in the first place, because he was clearly shit in Dallas, so how is it going to be any different?
He listen, man, he's clearly clearly his play calling was archaic at this point. You know what I mean? Like
bro, they looked hilariously bad.
Not only that, but also, like, let's be honest, the Daniel Jones experiment in New York is over.
Yeah, that's over. And I also feel like similarly the Cowboys themselves, who the Raiders have played by this point, hopefully we kill them.
I think they're gonna have to have an honest conversation of whether or not they pay Saquon. Because here's the thing, man.
I wouldn't.
Well, yeah. Because here's the thing. He would get all-time money, or that's what he would command. You know what I mean, from a running back position. And that man hasn't even been healthy for one season.
That's just it. If he's healthy, he's like amazing.
Yeah.
But who's to say? Like, is he gonna stay that way? Bishop, you are the cutest fucking piece of shit. Like, put him up on the thing.
Oh yeah.
Put up little Bishop. But oh my God, look at him.
We can't do justice what he's doing right now. It's the cutest thing I've ever
Bro,
seen.
I'll try to take a photo while we're talking.
Sneak your phone to me. I'll take a photo from my angle.
Beautiful. Do it. All right. But so like, and I think also the Cowboys have to realize that getting, what is his name? Something McCarthy or whatever.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy, is clearly a failure as well. And that's just so awesome. And I'll make sure I send you that. We'll fix it in post. But anyways, the Buccaneers getting back on track has made me very happy. I'm hoping that we can go for another Super Bowl, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I dreamed since I was a little kid to see the Buccaneers win a championship and like be there to see it, because I was alive for the first one.
The Rams are struggling right now too, right? They've kind of fallen apart lately as well.
A little bit. I'm not concerned about them.
I'm not concerned about it. They're gonna get healthy. They're gonna figure their shit out, and come playoff time, listen, it's the Rams and everybody else right now, in my opinion.
A little bit.
Patriots are kind of coming back a little bit.
They're kind of coming back. Mac Jones looks for real. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm hoping for another run, but all I ever wanted was to be able to see it, and since I've seen it, I'm kind of good at this point to where I'm just like, whatever else we get as a bonus, now I just want the fucking Raiders to figure it out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But that brings us to another team that I would
Speaking of a team that we really hope would figure something out.
I would cry so hard with you and be so happy if they ever won a championship. But god damn it if they could win a fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
The Campbell's Corner. These Detroit Lions.
We, at this point,
have no talent.
So, Robert.
Yes.
Trivia time.
Yes.
When is the last time the Detroit Lions have won a football game?
It was a while ago. Was it in October of last year?
It was October 2020. It was week.
Yeah, it was October. You guys beat.
It was week 3 or week 4, because we had won 3 games last year,
and
then Matthew Stafford was out for the season, and we didn't win after that. And
you beat the. I'm gonna try to guess.
I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't tell me?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna Google it.
It honestly, it has been so long.
Mm-hmm.
I literally don't remember, and because I tried to block. Listen, I was firmly out on Patricia after night 1.
Duh.
Like, I was there night 1.
Dude, the Jets game, that was amazing.
I was there.
I know you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, I was out. I was out from that point. But listen, man, so let's talk about this past week. Turns out having a guy that has never started an NFL game before, hasn't started since college, and wasn't very good in college is not the greatest formula. However, he played a little better than Baker, so RTB12.
Kinda.
I'm forgetting his name even right now.
Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle.
Yes.
TB12. Yes.
He legitimately, there was 3 times where a play happened and Katie was like playing her Switch or something like that. And I was like, babe, look up. You are about to see the worst play in NFL history. And it happened 3 times when I watched him throw a pass. 2 of those, I think, were intercepted.
Yep.
Because this dude was just like, and lobbed it into the center of the field with like 45 Browns players, it seemed like, all in one thing, and no Lions to be in sight.
So
this guy is horrible.
2 weeks in a row, we have not broken 100 yards passing.
Zoinks.
So,
and still almost won, by the way, because it was only 13-10.
Well, that's the thing. So, here, say what you will, man. Dan Campbell is still getting those guys to fight, and he's doing everything he can. Now, I will say, Dan Campbell the last couple weeks has been the play caller. Let's give that back to Anthony Lynn, because there were some play calls that were a little sus towards the end of the game. Let's give it back to Anthony Lynn.
Sean, I have a report for you.
Wait, breaking news?
No.
Oh.
But these are the wins from the 2020 5-11 Detroit Lions.
Oh, God.
September 27th. You beat the Arizona Cardinals 26-23. October 18th, you beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 34-16.
Mm-hmm.
October 25th, you beat the Atlanta Falcons 23-22. November 15th, you beat the Washington football team 30-27.
So our last
December 6th, your last win, December 6th, at the Chicago Bears 34-30, and that is who we play this week. You've already seen it by now, and hopefully it was our most recent win. Back-to-back against the Bears would be totally sick.
Now, now even though this game will have already happened by then, some things to note, or one thing to note, because my biggest headline in Campbell's Corner this week is what's happening in Chicago. Because I'm not sure if you've heard.
I have. The broken ribs of one, what's his name? Justin
Fields?
Justin Fields, yes.
That's not even what I'm getting at.
Oh.
Did you hear about Matt Nagy?
That he's probably going to get fired after the game, regardless of if it's a win or loss?
Reportedly is getting fired.
Yes.
He literally was asked at the press conference today, were you notified that you will not be coaching this team after this game?
Zoinks.
And he was like, I have not. But, listen. That report's coming out.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
My thing was actually, before I even heard that report, I was going to say to you and other people, I was going to say, if he loses to the Detroit Lions, he's gone.
100%.
He's gone.
Well, listen.
But
listen,
even if they win, he's probably gone.
Listen, so this is clearly a sign that they were going to get rid of him after this past Sunday if it was a regular week. However, I mean, listen, let's schematically, this is the time to do it. If you're going to do it in the middle of the season, it's after a Thursday game, because then you get 10 days with your interim coach to prepare, to transition, to move forward, to have a full week. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't bring in an interim coach on a short week. So,
right.
Listen, the mismanagement of Justin Fields alone deserves a firing.
Agreed.
Because he could have already killed that kid's confidence.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so
the dude's been getting absolutely destroyed.
Not only that, but also let's not deny that he's had like all the talent he's needed from the sense of the quarterbacks, the as far as like the defensive side of the ball. Like Mitch Trubisky is a figure of sympathy at this point, because
the fact that man is going to outlast Matt Nagy is the funniest thing ever.
Well, like and like here's the thing, I still think Matt Nagy, he'll probably get like a quarterback coach job, or he'll probably get an offensive coordinator job,
which there's one open for one New York Giants.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, listen, man, like the Giants,
they were dumb once. What stops them again?
I don't know if they're going to draft a quarterback this year, if they're just gonna tank next year and get a quarterback the year like next year's draft. But listen, man, that's a shit show. But yeah,
you know what's funny to me more than almost anything else in the world is that I have friends from New York, and one of them specifically is a insane Giants fan. And the best thing about Giants fans that I've come to realize is that they're so delusional that against all odds, no matter how bad it gets, they always think that they are heads and tails better than the New York Jets. And they're just not.
Well, and
they're basically the same team.
Well, here's the thing, man. That is like the ultimate definition of the toilet bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If they were to play, like, that is the toilet bowl because
Correct.
It is just what ugly football that would be. By the way, like the fact that we're deprived of a Lions-Jets matchup this year. I'm kidding.
I think I'd kill myself.
Well,
but that'd be
but like I'm still I'm still yet to be upset with Dan Campbell.
For sure. There's no. I think we talked about it last week, didn't we? In the last Campbell's Corner of if he'll be fired.
Well,
no way.
Well, and here's the thing: we didn't even talk about it. We tied like a week ago.
Yeah,
so,
which was all right.
Listen, like with Jared Goff and the way that he played that game, if he actually had a back, if he literally because here's the thing,
or a hip.
Well, he was injured. Like
that's what I mean. His hip and his back, like he was fucked up.
Yeah, his hip, his back, his bussy, and his crack. Anyway, he was just he was Gorn.
Yes.
Did you like that?
I loved it. It broke me.
Yep. So like if he could have thrown for literally more than 70 yards in an entire game, we win that game.
Yeah.
So they're like he's had performances now. I mean, listen, he outcoached Mike Tomlin. He outcoached Sean McVay. He outcoached the coach of the Browns last week, Kevin Stefanski. And I'm not saying he's better coaches than them, but he put on coaching performances that he held his own.
100%.
So
the most impressive easily was the Rams game.
Oh yeah, 100%. So at the end of the day, listen, I hate watching this team right now because it's just tough. You're going to go in and get disappointed. You're going to get pissed.
Yep.
But there is one day a year that I have to watch every down.
Absolutely.
And I have to get upset, and that is Thanksgiving Day.
1 billion%.
Because at the end of the day, I'm either mourning or celebrating with a ton of food. So that's all that matters. So.
Dude, Thanksgiving is really underrated for the football aspect. Everything else I pretty much abhor because I am notoriously not a huge fan of just about any of the foods that are at Thanksgiving typically because I'm not wild about turkey. I just think it's kind of dry and shitty. I think corn and mashed potatoes are all right, I guess, whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, and also family I'm also not wild about. It's okay.
Right. Here's how
a Miller Lite in football, fuck me up.
All right, it's Thanksgiving week. If we're going to close the Pizza Palace on Thanksgiving week, I think we got to tell our favorite Thanksgiving story.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to let you start.
I had none. I was hoping you would go for No, all right. I'll tell one. I'll tell one.
This man introduces a segment with nothing.
Listen, man. I'll tell one. So, my favorite Thanksgiving story was watching the Ndamukong Suh face stomp with my dad.
Oh, yes.
I will never forget watching that Lions game because, it looked like we were going to beat the Packers and, we were playing well. And then all of a sudden, Ndamukong Suh just stompity stomp, and just completely ruins it. To me, when I think of Thanksgiving, literally my two favorite things about Thanksgiving, obviously the food. I mean, that's the first thing. But there's two traditions I have with both of my parents on Thanksgiving Day that I cherish forever. So in the morning, I get up and I watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with my mom. And even though...
Oh, sweet.
Well,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm being an asshole, but that is cool.
I did that with my mom when I was a little kid. We used to love watching the floats and stuff when I was a little kid.
No, that's awesome.
I still do it now to make fun of it and make fun of all the product placement. Literally, I'll be like, "Oh, cool, Bionicles with Demi Lovato. That's tight." You know what I'm saying?
Bionicle.
You know what I'm saying? That's literally what it is. It's
Can we please get a Bionicle?
Yeah, dude, it's literally and now to celebrate Cabbage Patch Kids. One Direction. It's shit like that. If you literally watch, it's all these floats with people that are dancing around
My thing is I'm impressed
costumes.
It's still going.
Oh yeah,
it's insane.
And every year, increasingly, I just know less and less about the singers that are there, about the floats that are in there, and every year I always make fun of how because at the beginning they show Broadway production,
sure,
and they do actual Broadway productions in New York will do like a performance.
Yeah.
And but then all these singers will come through and they all lip sync. And I make fun of them all for it.
Yeah, the other year they had Rick Astley, didn't they?
No.
They had Rick Astley somewhat recently where he was doing the Never Gonna Give You
Did
Up.
they?
Yeah.
Listen, I've watched this so many times. Now, they did have so they had there's this older guy. He's like a legendary singer. Is it Tony Danza? Yeah, Tony Danza. So they had Tony Danza with Miss Piggy when he almost fell on the float and Miss Piggy saved him. Like he was literally about to curl over. He like was stumbling and Miss Piggy's like, woo! like literally saves him. Like it was the funniest thing. Like there's always something that is fucking hilarious. So yeah, that's what I do in the morning is I make fun of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade with my mom.
Yes. As far as I can tell, this might have been the only time. This makes me feel like I'm in some sort of fucking time warp or like it's the Mandela Effect. Apparently, he did do it, but it was in 2008.
Okay, that's why I don't remember it. Okay, yeah. Also, like, that must mean he did it before it was a meme?
No, because the Rick roll predates us.
Okay.
Well, it predates you for sure, because it was like...
Fuck you. Anyway, no, okay.
The Rick roll was originally like an email thing / MySpace kind of. It was like in that generation where you would send your friend an email back when you still gave a fuck about email. And it was like, hey, man, click on this thing. And then you'd click on it, and then it'd be the fucking Rick Astley or whatever. But yeah, it was in 2008, and... I just feel like I went in a wormhole. Like I'm just like the fact that was not like last year. I kind of want to take a tumble down some stairs.
Listen, if it happened last year, I would have remembered it. Because once I think
I'm
about
broken.
Yeah, because listen, my favorite thing was like they always had the Matt Lauer every single year, and then the one year they didn't.
Not no more.
And now he's not there, and they don't like to talk about it. I'm like, hey guys, where's Matt? You know what I mean? Like I love making jokes at their expense, especially frickin' Al Roker walking around like he's like, hey guys, check me out with this person that does child trafficking in Taiwan. Like you know what I'm saying? It's
Ghislaine?
Yeah. It is the most capitalistic bullshit. But anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So I do that in the morning. I watch Lions in the afternoon with my dad, and I hang out with the full family in the evening with food. So it's pretty
beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a good day. You know what I mean? So, and there's layers of good shit all throughout it. So.
Well, I'm glad that you actually enjoy the holiday for all of the things that it actually is, which is food, family, and the Lions losing.
Exactly. The Holy Trinity.
While I do none of those things, basically.
Yeah. What do you do for Thanksgiving?
So Thanksgiving, I usually wake up feeling immediately... Well, okay, the night before, I'm like, yes, I don't have to go to work the next day, and or back in the day, it used to be, yes, I don't have to go to school.
Yep.
But then immediately I wake up and I go, oh, fuck. Because it's like a bunch of families coming over that I am like, you know, like there's like I'm happy to see my grandma, my dad's mom. You know the one, of course.
Oh, of course.
But
she's my favorite.
Of course. No, like she's amazing, and I love seeing her. But just about everyone else, I'm like, all right, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, cool. The house is about 7,000 degrees because we've been cooking a turkey for like 6 hours or some shit. So the house is hot as fuck. I'm sweating to death. And then it's like, oh, let's all get this dry, flavorless fucking garbage of food because I fucking hate turkey. And I think mashed potatoes are whack. Like, they're fine. They're, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, all the stuff's like fine. Rolls with butter. Who doesn't love that, empty calories? Who whatever.
Yeah.
But, like...
Dude.
I'm like, whatever. I have the food, and I'm like, God, I wish McDonald's was open. And then like football starts, and I'm like, this ain't the Buccaneers. And then typically, this ain't the Raiders. This year, I got lucky.
I will say, people are always like, man, football Thanksgiving is the best. But it's like, literally, every game on Thanksgiving sucks. There's one good game every year.
Yeah.
But it's always at the end of the night because
Right.
it starts with because the Lions always have to play. The Cowboys always have to play,
Correct.
which for whatever reason they always play Washington or whatever bullshit. This year it's the Raiders.
Yep.
But then now, like then there's always like that primetime game that night, which I don't even know what it is this year.
It is the Titans and the Chiefs? I don't know.
I mean,
it's the Titans though.
Yeah, which, without Derrick Henry. I mean, they're still good, but I mean, yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, listen, it's not my favorite holiday, but like there's things about it that I look forward to.
No, that's cool, man. Like I do like, I think it's cool that you appreciate the holiday for what it is and all those kinds of things.
And so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. For me personally, oh, sorry.
I was just going to say I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for sports. I'm thankful for you, my guy. I'm thankful.
Thanks, man.
I'm thankful we're doing this, man.
Absolutely. I'm thankful for you, and I love you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough, Thanksgiving is probably my second least favorite holiday, next to my absolute least favorite, which is, of course, well, actually, can you guess?
Valentine's Day?
Nope.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. New Year's Eve?
Close.
Well, New Year's Day?
Nope.
Okay. Dang. Wow. Okay. Is it Christmas?
Mm-mm.
I was going to say, you got to love Christmas.
Christmas.
You're a Halloween guy. I know you're a Halloween guy.
Huge. That's my all-time number one, all time. And Christmas is weird because I feel like I've done...
4th of July?
Actually, I've started to hate that more, but no, it is Easter. I fucking abhor Easter.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons. The things for me is that I'm like, it's basically Thanksgiving, except
without
that
the food. With not as good food.
The food is somehow not only, like, Thanksgiving food, in my opinion, is bad. I think Easter food is unforgivable because it's usually ham. And I think it's just me personally, but I fucking cannot stand pork or any type of that kind of... Like, I'll do bacon occasionally, I guess, but even then I don't overly love it. I know that's like a sin in this country.
Yeah, you're a monster.
But that's fine. But, like, pork in general, I fucking can't stand pretty much. So, like, ham is just abhorrent. And so I'm like, I have to sit around with family that I kind of just don't care about, with food that I hate at this point, no football, and for something that I'm not that big into because I'm not overly religious. So it's like this whole thing where I'm just like, this is the worst holiday of all time.
So I will say real quick on Easter, and then we'll let
we'll wrap it up here.
We'll wrap it up here in a second. But in Easter, my family, we always had this tradition when I was younger where
we're up 77-74 over the Heat in the fourth quarter, 9 minutes and 58 seconds to go.
All right, yep, we're gonna finish this up quick. So, essentially, I remember like every single year, my mom had this tradition where she would hide what was called the golden egg, where we would do an Easter egg hunt, but there was always the grand prize, which was the golden egg.
It's the Bills and the Saints. I'm an idiot. It's not the Titans.
Oh, well, that's still a pretty good game.
Pretty good game.
Yeah. Anyway, so there was always the golden egg, which the golden egg would always have like a present for like all of us. So that's what we would do. So we would all look for eggs, but it was really about hunting for the golden egg, and it was who gets to get the golden egg.
Sure.
And so I was living at home around Easter last year, and my mom woke me up, and she was like, "Sean, it's Easter." I'm like, "Yeah," and she was like, "It's time to find the golden egg," and I'm like, "That's a good one, Mom." And she's like, "So I'll give you some hints." And I was like, "Oh, you're serious?" And so last year, for the first time since I was like 12, I did the golden egg hunt around my house. And it was the corniest shit. I was laughing so hard. We were all laughing. But it was like one of my favorite things that my mom's ever done for me. I even got a little emotional after, because it was just like that was just a cool thing. You know what I'm saying?
What a sweet, beautiful soul she is. Like that's really cool, actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny to me, what made her unprompted do it then of all time? Like, since she hasn't done it since you were like 12.
I mean, it was really, at the time I was living at home.
Sure.
She saw firsthand the struggles I was going through mentally and everything I was dealing with, So I think for her, just knowing that I was just, she just wanted to kind of do something fun and just something that we all could just kind of do together. So
that's really sweet.
Yeah, man.
No, that's super, super cool, man.
So whenever I think about the holidays, I just, I think about all that stuff. You know what I mean? So
that's super sweet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think over time, some of it's changed for me. I think I've ebbed and flowed when it came to Christmas, because like I used to absolutely love it beyond love it, because as a child you get like what feels like a year off of school, because you get like a month and it's dope.
It was always like, what are we gonna do? Like what is it we're gonna accomplish over that break? Yeah,
it was like Christmas hits, you get like a month off, and your dad just bought you a fucking Xbox with Halo 2, and you're like, no fucking way, let's go.
Halo Infinite incredible. I've been playing the shit out of it. But anywho.
But like, dude, it's just like, that was the greatest. And then you get a little bit older, and then it kind of lost it for me a little bit, where I was like, yeah, the presents are still cool, I guess, but like, you know, whatever. But I feel like I'm starting to like loop back around a little bit to where, you know, I've had a lot of like family members pass somewhat recently and stuff like that. So I think that it's kind of become a little more special. And I think some of these holidays will start to mean more to me again, because it's like, you know, I mentioned how, you know, being around the family, I was like, what the fuck? I don't really care about this. But like, I think, you know, that's just when you're a kid, and especially when you're trying to like break out and like do your own thing, all you want to do is kind of your own selfish stuff, like play video games, be with your girlfriend, be with your friends, that kind of shit. And so it's just sort of, you take your family almost for granted in a lot of ways. And so what the fuck is Bishop doing? I'm so sorry. I'm like having a moment. This fucking retard over here.
Well, on that note,
what is she doing? So anyways, but Bishop, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, we got to end it.
All right, but anyways, but yeah, so, you know, have a good one. Stay safe. Hopefully you didn't die. Hopefully the Lions won. Hopefully the Raiders won. And go Pistons.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. We're all thankful for you. We'll catch you next time.
We love you
Pizza
guys.
Palace.
Ow.